Right, and Dave, well, the last test I marked for you was 44, which is nowhere near as good as your homework. So let's see whether this test is as good as your homeworks or whether your tests tend to be lower. Here we go. Right, that's not right. Okay, what we've got there is 4600,000 is not how we would write it, or say it. Okay, what we've got there is 4,600,000. Okay, if we're into the seventh digit, 6 digits are 100,000s. The next one is millions. It's 4,600,000. So that's right. Right, this isn't. Again, it's a place value thing. The 6 is in the hundreds column, so its value is 600. If the question asked for the value of the 5 is in the tens column, so its value is 50. 3 and 5 are correct, but also 15 and 1 are also factors. 6 notebooks is correct. 32 is correct. 64 isn't. It's 66. That's correct, but they need it. What they want you to write is it back in the form that you were given. You turn it all into decimals to compare them, but you write it in the way that you were given. So it would be 0.73, 3/4, 78%. So you'd lose a mark for that. Now then, what are we doing here? Right, so your tallies, you're tallying correctly, or you're trying to tally correctly, but it's not right. Okay, some of those are wrong, but your method is right. It should be 5, 10, 7 and 8. Okay, so that one's right, that one's wrong, that one's wrong, that one's right, and then I'm not sure what you're doing here. All you should be doing is writing how many sticks you've got each time. So you should be writing 5, 10, 7 and 8, and then the mode is just the number of children that comes up most often, which should be 2. So I can't give you any marks for anything there. Total for the page: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's going to be totally wrong because your table is wrong. But that's correct. Perpendicular to DC. Perpendicular means at right angles to. Okay? DC is here, so the one that's at right angles to it is AE. And parallel to AD is the one that's travelling in the same direction as AD. So that's AD, so you just want to line your ruler up and then slide it across the shape until you find the line that's the same as the ruler, which is BC. And you need to know how to do these. Watch the video, get a protractor and practice. Bad page, Dave. 1 for the page. Right, your symmetry lines need to go through completely the shape. Okay, so I'm looking for that, and I'm looking for that. And why aren't you using a ruler? Okay, I'm looking for those two. I'm not convinced really that they're there. I'll give you 1 out of the 2. With this one, if you imagine that page is going to be folded along the line AB and then opened out, and that each of those ink squares has to match, you can see that that one would have to go there. This one would leave a dirty shape there. That one would leave a dirty shape there, and that one would leave a dirty shape there. So that's what you're looking to do with a question like that. Right, the method I've told you to use is to count every shape, every square more than half filled. Okay, so you should be counting that one as well, and that one, 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 and probably that one. So you haven't counted enough squares. I'm not sure why you've multiplied it by 6, because it's just a centimetre squared grid. So however many squares you've got is what you'd be using. Would be the area, sorry. Your units are correct, so you're going to get your unit mark. Your method isn't good enough because you're only counting whole squares, so it's not good enough to get that mark, but you'll get the unit mark. 2 marks for the page. 18 and 25. That's not a good enough drawing. I need to see the gaps where the rods are. Okay, that just looks like a triangle with lines. It needs to look like these ones. So it'll start with that. Then it'll go, there's your 2, then you've got your 3, and then for pattern 4 you'll have the 4 there. That's what you're looking for, not just you know, straight lines like that. So you're not going to get those marks. You are going to get these marks, and pattern 6. So to go from there to there, you add 4, add 5, add 6, add 7 to get to the 25. So what you need to be doing now is adding 8. So your method, you're trying to do the right thing, you're looking at the adding on, but you're adding the wrong number on. 3 to 7 is add 4, 7 to 12 add 5, 12 to 18 add 6, 18 to 25 add 7, 25 to 33 add 8. Good, 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 well done. 8 for the page. Oh, I think I'm going to have to do some long multiplication work with the class because nobody's getting this one right. Okay, your method is a mess. Take a look at how I do it on the video, but I'll have a session on that in class. This is correct, this one isn't. What you do here is you just take the last digit in each number and multiply them together. So 7 8s are 56, ends in a 6, so there's only one number there that ends in a 6, which is that one. Watch the video clip how I work that out. That's correct, good. You've got the 0.63 bit right, but it's actually 2.63. Total for the page 4. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. Okay, so look, what's gone wrong here? We're going to do a practice on this week, so that will become clear. 3R. No, we've done this recently, Dan. I'm not sure why you've gone so badly wrong here. If you remember how we did this in class, that's an R, that's an R, so you've got 3R and 6R is 9R, and then you've got negative 4T plus 7T, so 3R plus 6R is 9R, negative 4T adding 7 means you're at negative 4 on your number line, and you're going up 7. So you'd end up with plus 3T. Okay, so I'm surprised you got that wrong. Right, so your table's correct, your first probability is correct, and the number on the bottom is correct. The chances of him scoring 0 is 4 out of 16, so the probability of him not scoring 4 out of 0 is going to be what's left, so it's going to be 12 out of 16. And no, the number of ways of him scoring 8 or less, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have a 9 out of 16 there. 4, 5 for the page. Right, this is an isosceles triangle. You've got to spot these things. That means that that angle and that angle are the same. So you're starting with this 56. You're taking that away from 180. These two angles must add up to 124, and they're the same. So they must each be 62. Then I got a straight line, and I know these two. So if I take those two off 180, I get y. Your line of best fit doesn't go through 0. Okay, it just goes either side of the upper, and the lower part of your graph. That's correct, that's correct, that's correct. Your line of best fit is fine, it's the right slope, but it doesn't have to go through 0, 0. Excuse me. So you got the 2 marks, you got the 1 mark, you got the 1 mark. A person of a height 165, what you now do is on your graph you go up to 165 and read across to where that meets your line of best fit. So we're going this way and then down. So 60 grams is the estimate, sorry, 60 kilograms is the estimate. So that's an easy mark there. Total for the page 4. I don't think, because the diagram shows no detail of when the diagram was taken, that's not really enough. You want to be saying because neither of the axes is time, or because the axes are recording height and weight and not time, something like that. Okay, what do we got here? Right, it's not 100, it's 1,000. Okay, it's 4 lots of 250, which is 1,000. 100 is less than 1 cup. So that's wrong, that's wrong, that's right, that's right. And then 100 milliliters is 1 litre, was not 1,000 milliliters is 1 litre. So 5.5 litres is 550 milliliters, which for what you're saying is correct, although it's not, which is 2 cups. So 2 cups serves 4 people, which for yours it does. Okay, but you are, those being wrong has sent you haywire there. So your method is right, but you're not going to get all the marks for that. So total for the page 4. Right, the trapezium is right. That's the only one that's a property for trapezium. Both of those are not properties of a parallelogram, but that one is. That is the property for a square, but so is that, and so is that. So the only one you've got the right properties for is the trapezium. Because they're not all equal or balanced, the lengths would be uneven. That doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, have a look how I've explained that on the video clip. The third exterior angle is 100. Good. When you're expanding a bracket, whatever's outside has to be expanded by everything that's inside. So c to the power of 4 is right, but it needs to be 5c. That is correct, but you haven't finished simplifying it, because you've got 8d take 21d, which takes you down to negative 13. Negative 12 add 15 equals plus 3. So you're only going to get one of the two marks there. And that's not right. And I can't see a correct method. Again, we've practiced that recently. Have a look at how I've done it on the video clip. Go back to the equations work we did in your notes and make sure you can get that right. Total for the page is 5. Okay, so I don't think that's going to be as good as your homework marks, but let's see if it improves on 44, which you got in the last test. 10, 11, 13, 21, 25, 30, 34, 38, 43. Well, you're 1 mark worse than you were last time, but it's consistent. Okay, so you need to get some practice in with some non-calculator methods, because that is going to peg you back. That's a grade F. Okay, it's 2 marks off a grade D, but it's a long way off a grade C. So it's these paper ones that you need to be working hard at, Dave.